rhetoric or rhetoric. Rhetoric. It doesn't roll off my tongue. It doesn't sound right. But what we need to know about it is the art of persuasion. And if you are leading or you're working with anyone, you need to watch this video because you need to know how to be more persuasive. Welcome to the channel, Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help managers become more confident leaders, and I do that with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. Now, let me thank Shortform for being today's sponsor, but more on that later. Now, Professor James Heinrich, I'm not German, but tell me if you're German, did I say that right? Because I think it's a German last name, but Heinrich. He says, if we understand rhetoric, we can quickly understand what any argument is about. We can sway people or persuade people to agree with us, and we can spot when others are trying to persuade us, and we can deflect. Can you think of any reason why these three things might be important to you, to me? I don't know. Maybe if you're leading a team, this is going to be the most valuable video you watch today, maybe even this week, or maybe even this entire month. So the idea for this video, how it got put together, it was after learning about the book, Thank You for Arguing. I read this book years ago, but do you think that I can remember what was in it? Without question, that's a no. And that's why I'm so happy to mention Shortform as today's sponsor. Shortform is the best way to learn from books when you don't have the time to read so many books. I mean, there's a lot out there. Or more importantly, when you've read the book, you know it was a good book, but you can't for the life of you remember exactly what was in it. That's where you want to use Shortform. Personally, I have read hundreds of books. You've seen the video. You've heard me talk about all the books that I've used to build my knowledge base, but it is hard for me to relay that information to you in a organized fashion because, I mean, come on. Do you remember the books that you read years ago? Probably not. Shortform comes in. It helps me remember exactly what I need to remember from the very important books that I've read. And Shortform covers topics like self-improvement, career, and psychology. These are the three things that we need to know about as leaders. These are the three things that we need to be able to lean into, and we need to get access to when we need it on the fly. You may not have the time, like myself, to go through 400 pages of a book that you read 3 years ago. You've got 10 minutes to go through a book, a great book summary that gives more value because it's referencing other books. It's giving you a breakdown and helping you understand what the author is telling you in a short little guide. So with that said, let us build a persuasive argument so that we can get our team to understand what it is that we're saying, why they need to do it the way we really want them to do it. You have to be able to persuade people. The first thing that we need to do when we're building this persuasive argument is understanding what is the end goal. Are you trying to change somebody's mood? Are you trying to get it so that they're in the right mood so that they can openly and honestly listen to you? That they're willing? Are you trying to get them to change their mindset? Are you trying to get them to do it your way, but make it feel like it's their choice? Or are you trying to get them to act, to actually do something different? Now, side note, the author has told me, in so many words, that changing how someone acts will be your hardest challenge. So the next thing that you need to be able to do in terms of creating a persuasive argument is that you need to make sure you're choosing the right tense. And the author says that all arguments boil down to three main issues: blame, values, and choice. And when you can pick up on what the tense is that's being used, then you can kind of understand what the main issue is. So blame, that's a past tense. That's something that happened before. When we use blame, it is a manner of we're seeking justice. We're trying to right a wrong. We are not really going to be getting anywhere because I'm going to use blame and I'm going to say, you did this. And you're going to say, no, but you didn't do that. And it's a matter of standing your ground. This is not a persuasive way to solve a problem. Now, the next issue could be values, and that is a present tense. This is a matter of us versus them, separating right from wrong. With values, you'll tend to use a lot of I statements, meaning, I feel that, I believe this. And then the final issue is choices. This is future tense. This is the best way to create a persuasive argument because you're saying, you're putting out choices or options that as you are talking to the other person, the other party, you're able to choose to work on something, to change something. But you're able to come to these conclusions together as a team. And that creates the easiest way to get buy-in from everybody. When you are giving choices and your opportunities to discuss and hear people out. And the third part of creating a persuasive argument is finding the appeal. If you're trying to change somebody's mood, what you need to show them is that you are a person worth trusting. You are a person that has the experience, the authority in a certain situation that they should want to follow. It's showing that you're a trusted person. It's basically a lot of what we talk about on this channel comes down to changing somebody's mood. You're showing that you're worthy of your team's trust and respect, and you are giving, and you're just showing them that you know what you know, but you're also comfortable in sharing what you don't know. This is how we change a mood. To change a mindset, what we need to do is we need to phrase the argument or phrase the situation in a manner that uses that person, the person you're talking to. You want to use their logic. You want to use their rationale to show why your choice is best for them. So it's really kind of walking a mile in the other person's shoes and showing them why this option is best for them based on how they think, based on how they break things down, based on how they perceive the world around you. And then finally, to appeal to a person to get them to act, you need stories. You need intense emotions. And an example of this is where you want to say, let's say your company retirement match. If you share a story like me, you want the best for your team and you think it's really good that they do the employee contribution matching program. And the employees are thinking, no, I can do this better myself. The investments portfolio isn't good enough for my standard. What they're not understanding, and this I speak from experience because I have friends that really missed the opportunity, but our company matched 5%, which means if you put 5% of your paycheck in this retirement plan, the company gave you 5%. You know what that is? That's 100% return. Now, if somebody didn't do it, and I don't know, a pandemic came, and I don't know, we lost our jobs, some employees had $100,000 saved or invested that was able to be transferred to them. The other people, and I mean 100% of the other people that thought that they could invest their money better, didn't invest any of that 5% that they should have. And their return was absolutely zero. They had no money to make money. So now I'm able to use that story and share how emotionally intense that is, that somebody that works beside you left a company with $100,000 in a basket, and you're going to leave with nothing. That is the best way I can explain how to get action, because it's hard. It's hard to get action. So to summarize the summary of how to win an argument in the workplace, or to be more persuasive is the nice way to say it, is that first, figure out what it is the goal that you want to accomplish. Do you want to change their mood, their mindset, or do you want to get them to act? Next, make sure you understand the 3 major issues that will get in the way. This is blame, which is past tense. This is values, which is present tense. And this is choice, which is future tense. Remember, when we're framing an argument or a persuasive discussion, we always want to work towards the future tense because it's something that we can build together. And then think of how you're going to appeal to this person. I really believe that we can't incorporate this exact method to every person because people are different. And we need to be able to pick and choose how we're delivering it. When you're talking about mood, have you ever wanted to ask for something, but you saw, let's say your boss, you wanted to ask for a day off, but they came in and you saw their mood was bad. They were just off. You're better off not asking. You're better off waiting till that mood changes. and you can take part in helping them change their mood, but you definitely want to use your emotional EQ to pick up on how this person is acting or feeling at the moment. And then how you relate to somebody if you want to change their mind. Know the person, understand what motivates them, what moves them, and use their logic and their rationale to justify your point of view and explain why, with their own logic, this is the most logical option. And then if you need people to act, you need to put a fire under their ass. You need to use stories, and you need to show intense emotion or pain that they could be avoiding. This is the foundation of creating a persuasive argument. This is the foundation of you as a leader, not necessarily getting what you want, but getting everybody on the same page to get what you need as a company, as a team, as individuals. Now, if you want to get the most out of your employees, well, that's easy. You need to go here. And if you want to know more about the book, Thank You for Arguing, check the link in the description where you get 5 days of unlimited knowledge coming to you. And if you like it, which I know you will, use my link to get 20% off your 1-year membership. I'll see you in the next video because we're going to get the most out of our employees, whether they like it or not. I'm just kidding. I'll see you over there. Ciao.